Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is about Châtillon 155-58, the Tier 10 French SPG. It's located on the northeast spawn of Nebelburg. Yes, this is a grand battle, and it's under the command of Scrappey. And he's got one mark of excellence on the barrel already, as well as a rather colourful scheme. Well, colourful for me anyway. Now, the Batchat 155-58's got an autoloader with 3 shells in the mag. It takes 48.75 seconds for him to load, and each of those shells is capable of 750 alpha, penetrating 48mm of armour, and got a burst radius of 8 meters. Now, if you're not familiar with the Grand Battles, well, there's 3 maps. There's this one, Nebelburg. There's another one which is Hinterland, and a third one which is called Klondike. And really, these battles are for 30 versus 30. They're bigger maps than normal, and 30 versus 30 tier 10, and it's to keep the tier 10 players interested in the game. Okay, he's almost loaded. Now, he's going to be a busy bunny in this game because he's got a lot of targets to shoot at. And he's got 36 rounds. He fires his first one in just behind the rocks. Yes, somebody else was thinking the same at the same time. That was another Arty round coming in. Lining up another shot. This time on a Leopard 1. He fires it in. Pulls back just to see what the results are. But it lands close but not on the target. But he has picked up some stun assists. He fires his last round in at Leopard, pulls back. Yeah, some people have got this habit of pulling back just after they shoot so they can see it from a different perspective. I understand it. You know, some players like to see it from a different view, but those players who pull away altogether and you can't see what happens to the shell, that really is a bit difficult, because you see, in this game we like to see the shell actually hit the enemy target. For a brief moment he was looking at a Jaegeru. There's another Arty round going in. I think that guy was guessing where the Jaegeru is, but he's unspotted at the moment. Got a couple of enemy tanks appeared near the castle. A Heshbon and a Conqueror. The Heshbon's the tier 10 British tank destroyer. I say Heshbon because it was actually designed to fire Hesh specifically. I know a lot of people call it another 4-letter word, but well, it's not really that word. It wasn't called that word at the time, I don't believe either, even though it does look like a bit of a rudimentary construction on the outside of the vehicle. Looks like an outhouse. Gorilla 15 rounds out, direct hit, and that's a penetration 782. The Gorilla's gone. A shot from the mouse finished him off. We're going for the EBR 105, who's stationary, which is the worst thing you can do for a vehicle, and that was a direct hit on him. But now I'm afraid that Scrappey is in reload. We can see that the EBR lost 24% of his health from Scrappy's shot. Yeah, those things you should keep in motion at all times. You shouldn't sit still. If you do, you are going to be subjected to a lot of fire. They're only really safe when they're on the move. Got a pair of Jaegerus working together, probably in platoon. Lining up a shot, trying to work out which one he's going to go for when he's loaded. Okay, I can hear the shells going in. That was a heat round, just hitting that Jaegeru. Rounds out on the side. That's a hit. 90 actually hit the front of the vehicle. He's lining up his second shot. It's in the breach. Rounds out the side of that Jaegeru. Direct hit again. Scrappy's being unusually accurate. Well, unusually. I mean, he is accurate. What am I saying? He fires another one in blind and gets another direct hit. So Scrappy's having a good game so far. Oh, we just saw a Progetto die. And that AMX-13-105's in reload. Okay, still 26 seconds to go before Scrappey gets to fire another shot. His team's doing well so far because he's 4 tanks up on the enemy. Well, 5 tanks up on the enemy now. And he sees a Heshbon on the move. Those things have got very thin turrets. If you can hit a Heshbon, you'll more than likely get a pen on them. If somebody else just hit that Heshbon for an awful lot of hit points, he's reckons he can hit it. Rounds out. Direct hit. Yes, he did get hit. He did hit him. Not so sure that he did. It wasn't enough for a kill shot. Now lining up a Kramvan on the other side of the battle near the town. Landed behind him. And for his last round, he's going to go for the IS-7 sitting behind that rock. Rounds out. Direct hit for 269. It just goes to prove that if you camp behind a rock, then you're more likely to get hit than if you try to keep moving and then go unspotted. The Kramvan did go unspotted, and he didn't get hit as badly as the IS-7 did. Still doing well. 7 tanks up on the enemy at the moment. One of the reasons why I think players do like the grand battles is the sheer variety of places that you can go and fight in. People become stale watching the same old maps, going to the same old firing positions, but with the grand battle you get new firing positions all the time. Oh, splash kill! He killed the T-62A with a splash kill there. That's a tank you can now buy in the collector's shop if you've unlocked tier 10 Russian tanks. He got a critical hit on the 113, the Chinese heavy. Goes for another shot. Hits him on the back again for 324. That guy is not going to be a happy bunny. So back into reload. He's got 21 shells left, 6 premium rounds. I always like to keep a few premium rounds spared because you never know when the enemy are going to gather together as a group, and when they do, it makes it a lot easier to actually get good hits and score multiple hits on enemy tanks at the same time. Now he's actually taken the opportunity to actually move because I think he spotted what, if you look at the minimap, you can see there's nobody actually between him and the enemy in the city. Now if they were to make a quick end run along the A line, then he could actually be in danger, as that GWE-100 might find out. We do have a TVP moving into the gap to try and stop the enemy doing that, but well, another reason why he's actually moving position is so he can get closer to the enemy that our guys are starting to push back. We're only 5 tanks up on the enemy now. Well, 7 at one time, but it's dropped back. I think some of the enemy have been successful. Of course, they defeated us in the city, as I said. We're in the town. So he's got his new firing position. He's now looking for his next target. He's looking towards the rear of the town, but there you go, there's an E100 and there's an IS-7 doing exactly what I predicted might happen, that they might do an end run along the A row towards our Arty. He got a nice critical hit on the E100 right into the side of him, and we have lost one of our Arty. Yes, the IS-7 got him. So I did predict that GWE-100, and I haven't seen this replay before you've seen it. We're seeing it for the first time together. So I did correctly predict that GW would be in trouble, and the E100 goes down to Scrappy's last shot in the mag. Now that IS-7 is being slowed down by the TVP, but if the T92 and the Object 261 don't take note and move like Scrappy has, they could be his next victims. And luckily the TVP has taken out the IS-7, but an EBR-105 has appeared. He's been killed by a TVP as well, the same one. Scrappy's almost loaded. He's got a mouse as his next target, just the front of the vehicle though. And it's a very difficult shot because the guy is literally hiding in defilade. The shell goes long, but it still stuns the mouse. And he's picking up loads of stun assists, masses of it. Fires in at the mouse again. Lands just short of him, but tracks him. And before Scrappy can fire his next round, the mouse is taken down by 4 assailants at the same time. And that means now there's only 2 enemy tanks remaining, a 113 and a Batchat 155-58. He fires in at where the 113 was last seen. He's being surrounded by some TVP T50-51s. There he is. There's the Batchat. And the Batchat's trying to get away, but he won't. And that's it. Game's over. It's a victory. And a particularly good game for Scrappy. 2,877 showing, but I think he might have more because he did have some blind shots in that game. Let's have a look at the end of battle results. Well, it's an ace tanker for Scrappy in the Châtillon 155-58. He managed to get a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits in this one. He managed to get 12. He got a Gore's medal for doing more damage than 8 times the hit points of his own vehicle. And he got a Confederate because he hit more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. At least 6 tanks subsequently taken out by other teammates. And he did a really good job in this game. Let's have a look at team score and see exactly where he came. Well, he didn't get the highest damage in the game, but he did get the 3rd highest damage in the game, and he earned more hit points, much more, over I think that's over 1,000 more than he did before, was showing in the record. Strib 103B got the high caliber with 4,850 hit points of damage. In fact, he didn't get a high caliber, but he got the highest damage. 4,479 went to the T92 HMC, so he was very busy. And then we've got Scrappy getting 3,990 hit points of damage. The highest the enemy could do was their Grella 15, who got 2,973. When it came to kills, it was the TVPs. They were marauding, killing enemy tanks, any of the enemy tanks they came across with their 100mm guns. 4 kills each for those 2 guys. 60 TP got 3, so did the Strip 103B, and Scrappy only got the 2 kills, but he was in good company because he was with the Gorilla 15, the Progetto, the Udens, and only 3 members of the enemy team. The Gorilla 15, their GWE 100, and their IS-7 got 2 kills. When it came to base XP, though, it was Scrappy who did the best with 1,013 base on this game. 936 went to the Progetto, 895 went to the TVP. So why did he get such a high base XP? Well, you'll find out. 21 shots fired, 11 direct hits, 1 penetration, 20 splash. Damage of 3,990 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. He damaged 12 of the enemy, killed 2, did 24 hit points of damage assistance, and this is why his XP is so high. 6,114 hit points of stun assist off 19 stuns. That's a whopping great total. His stuns allowed his teammates to get kills on the enemy tanks, and he was rewarded with a massive amount of XP as a result. On a free-to-play account, he earned 67,150 credits from that game, and after ammunition resupply, took away 43,630 credits profit. He got 1,013 base XP, times 2 for the first victory, 507 from personal reserves, and took away 2,533 experience points altogether. He says Batchat Arty still rules. Well, he definitely did in this game, and you got the highest base XP, and because you picked targets which were being attacked by your teammates, and by stunning them and constantly re-stunning them, you were actually enabling them to take down these targets, and that's really, really important. That's Arty is a support role. It always has been, always will be, really. And by doing what he did, he actually proved to his teammates to be incredibly valuable. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel, please. And thanks for watching.